Well, good morning, and welcome to Tuesday. Oh my gosh, it is Tuesday. It's August the 9th. Good morning to everybody. I hope you are looking forward to a fantastic day, not looking backwards, but looking forward. Good morning, Teal. Good to see you. Glad you're here. I don't know why my Wi-Fi is, there we go, it's coming back. All right, good morning, Teal. As you can see, with the friendly, good, look at Millie. I can see your name. Morning, Bailey. Good morning, good morning. Look at that, Camelia's Figs. There's AD. There's Carrie. Heck yeah, Anna. You're the anonymous Facebook user this morning. Atta girl. Hey, good morning, everybody. It is good morning, Alex. Look at y'all. I like it. Up and rolling this morning, y'all. I am so excited about. I mentioned it yesterday, man. I'm so excited to see where we go over the next 4 or 5 months, how we finish this year, how we start 2020. I mean, 2023. If you're as old as me, I'm trying to think who on here is old as me. Nobody that I see this morning is as old as me. So you guys don't remember the show Buck Rogers, the 21st Century. Good morning, Vanessa. Good morning, Miss Lynn. Y'all don't remember this show, but like it was in the beginning of the show. It was Buck Rogers. He was like this astronaut dude. He had a little robot named Twiggy that went and they do things together, right? But the whole premise of that story. Good morning, Carrie. Oh yeah, you are really. Do you remember Buck Rogers and the 21st Century? But really, the beginning of the show was like in 2022, the Earth has blown up and yada yada yada. Y'all, we're there. We're in the age of. Good morning, Michelle T. We've lost you. We've lost you this morning. Lost your name on here, but I'm looking at you on the iPad. So we're there. It's 2023, y'all. We are at the end. We're in the middle of the third quarter, approaching the fourth quarter, about to be in 2023 and starting this thing all over again in a new year. So Teal says she remembers Buck Rogers. So like all this stuff, man, is crazy that we're here. That we're actually in this time and in this part of our journey on the planet that we're in Buck Rogers territory. It's kind of scary, actually. Brings back a lot of funny memories as a kid. So this morning, I hope everybody's great. I hope everybody had a great day yesterday. I thought yesterday's call was pretty cool. That's right. Carrie says a couple weeks ago, that was George Jetson's birthday. Isn't that crazy? Gosh, I can hear that song now in my head too. The earworms that come. I thought yesterday's call was pretty good. I don't know if Coach Burt's going to steal um, my part of the addition to his pray drive. You know, because Coach Burt talks about going to get it, the pray drive, like the chase, the going after the ball, but he doesn't talk about how you defend that once you get there. How he doesn't talk about once you've caught it, now what, right? He just talks about going to get it. That we all have this go to get it, but what happens when you get it, right? What happens when you get it? You ever got someplace in your life and someplace that you've been striving for, someplace you've been working for, and some goal that you've been trying to go after, and you get it, and you're just like, huh, well, that wasn't what I was expected. That happened to me. So when all those years when I was a police officer, I said, man, if I could just make six figures, my life would be so much easier. If I could just make $100,000, my life would be so much easier. And I remember the first time I did, I made $114,000 in 2016 was the first time that I made over $100,000. I was still doing real estate part time. Really didn't do a whole lot with that. Had a full time job. 2015, 2014, 2015. Made $114,000. That was the first time I've ever made over six figures. And I remember looking at my W-2 and thinking, man, my life didn't feel a whole lot different. My life didn't feel a whole lot different. Now, what I didn't know is that subconsciously that had pushed some boundaries for me, right? It had pushed my ceilings. It had pushed the breadth and depth of the understanding I had about myself. But I was at this goal. I'd been chasing that number for so long. I've been chasing that number for years. And I finally hit it. And it was just like, huh, now what? So then what happens? What happens when you chase it and you chase it and you chase it and you chase it and you finally get it? And then you're just kind of like, huh, now what? So this morning, when I woke up, I'm now in Central Time, so my body's in this transitional period where I have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to be on the call. Get all my stuff done by the time I get on the call at 5:30. And so when I set up the call this morning, I was thinking, man, what are we going to talk about today? Because I had read my book, I didn't know, because usually I'm using this book right now to give me some insights, give me some motivation, or give me something to talk to you guys about, so I don't just sit here in the morning and look at y'all. Y'all look at me and go, man, this guy's an idiot. Um, so so I really didn't know what I was going to talk about. When the question came into my mind, what's the whole purpose of this? Why are we here? What's the whole purpose of this anyway? And so the questions I'm going to ask you, and I want you to kind of ponder this, because I know we're building habits, and doing this call every single day is building a habit for you. It builds a habit for me. It puts me in a position to have to deliver something to you, something hopefully of value to you, so that it helps your day get off to a good start, which is the original intent. The original intent for this call was that you guys hear from me and Christy every single day, so that we can give you something so that your real estate day starts on a good foot. So your real estate business day starts in the right direction. That was the whole purpose of this. And so we had talked about 10, 15 minutes, just a little something. Obviously it's evolved into what it is now, but it's built into a habit. We started this in November. We're now in August. I mean, we're creeping up on September, October, November, or September, October, November. In 3 more months, this would have we'll be doing this for a year, which is nuts. That we've actually been trying to do this for 365 days. Obviously, with some breaks in the middle, and some conviction from some of you guys on the call this morning that we need to get it back together. But what's the whole purpose of this anyway? What's your purpose? Are you just supposed to be somebody's parent? Are you just supposed to be somebody's husband or somebody's wife? Are you just supposed to be somebody's daughter, somebody's friend? Were you born? Did God breathe life into your body just so you could be a mom, be a wife, be a husband, be a friend? Was it that vanilla? Was it that plain? Was it just so you could just exist here on the planet, go through the motions, live 70, 80, 90 years? Nah, pretty good life. Did a couple of cool things, married a good spouse, had some great kids, put me in a box, and I'm done. Is that really what this is all about? Because I can't believe the God who created the heavens and the earth, that a God created all these wonderful things. I look at Halston, I look at the little life that Halston May is, and that little essence of life that little baby girl is. And you've all done this. All of you that have had kids or have been around a newborn, an infant, you look at that little baby. And Mama said this. Christy's mom said this. Mama, my lovely, lovely, beautiful Mama. She says, "How can you look at the face of a baby and not believe there's a God? How can you look at a face of a baby and not believe that there is something divine that does this?" This is not from just two things bumping together. This is not from just a couple of things just randomly popping and going, "Oh my gosh, here's this beautiful life." That's not what that is. So when I'm holding Austin and I'm looking at that little baby's face and I'm thinking about all the possibilities, all the beautiful life, all the wonderful things in the future and all the magnificence that's in that little baby's face. Good morning, Brooke. I want to look at some of you the same way. I want to look at some of you the same way in that childlike essence that's in you and ask you this question: why are you here? What have you resigned yourself to being? What have you resigned yourself to doing? Are you just going through the motions? Do you live a life of procrastination? Do you live a life of distraction? Do you just take it as it comes? Are you really interested, truly interested in finding that special thing in you? Because most of you on this call, I don't know the personal lives of most of you. I know the personal lives of a lot of you. Um, Carrie, I knew when I said that there was going to be somebody in the crowd that giggled in the back of the room when you said penis. Um, so, Carrie, thank you, Carrie, for being that one. Carrie's comment, I'll put this on here. Carrie said, I mean, it's kind of two things, people bumping together. I knew when I said that that was probably the wrong choice of words. And it's like a third grade class when you say something funny and you hear all the boys in the back room giggling. Gosh, hockey started last night, so having and then we went to dinner after hockey practice with Jagger and to watch two. It's younger now. It used to be teenage boys, but now they're like 10 and 11, where they're growing up too much. They're growing up so much faster. But I watch these two 10-year-olds talking to each other, and you know when they start giggling like that, what they're doing. So it's actually pretty funny. But thank you, Gary. So so my question, what's all this about anyway? What's all this for? Why do you get up in the morning on these calls? Why do you do what you do on a daily basis? Is it just to go through the motions? Because I truly believe that my job for you, that my role in your life, the reason you're at Exit Realty Lake Country and you get on these calls and you watch these calls later in the day, or you watch these calls in the afternoon, you've got your kid. Sorry, Violet, that was a really bad. I mean, that was really bad. I hope Violet's not up yet. Um, the reason we do what we do here, the reason you do what you do here, and we all come together is so that some way, somehow, I help motivate you, I help inspire you, I help you become a better version of you so that you can be a better real estate agent, so that you can make more money, so that you can leave a legacy, so that you can help other people, so that you can pass and pay and do things, pay it forward with better energy, with more power, with more money in your pocket. So then the question I'm going to ask you is why? What's the whole purpose of this? Are you truly committed to being the best version of you? Are you committed to not living a life of procrastination, of distraction, of excuse making? Are you committed to living a life that's driving you towards a place of power, towards your birthright, towards your spark, towards your purpose, so that you can change the world around you? Are you interested in that? I don't know. Only you can answer that question. Only you can sit here in the morning on these calls and decide, am I going to get up 30 minutes before these calls? Am I going to get up 45 minutes before these calls? Am I going to get up an hour and a half before this call so that I can have time with me to start planting the seeds of greatness in my own spirit? Only you can answer those calls. I don't know your level of commitment. I don't know what it means to you. I don't know what it means to you to find that thing. I don't know what you've been through, what dream that you've had that you feel like's been taken away from you, or what dream you had, y'all. And Teal, I'm stepping out here on a limb, and I don't know. Have y'all ever heard Teal McKinney? Teal McKinney can sing like an angel. As the character in Step Brothers said, she may be the songbird of her generation, but apparently she comes from a long line of singers. I mean, her apparently her dad can sing, Teal can sing. I mean, like no joke, like an angel. Um, Teal, some and was singing, being a performer, being an entertainer, being a musician, being on stage in front of big crowds. Was that a dream for you, Teal? Was that something that you, when you were a little girl, that's what you wanted to go do? And then did something happen along the way where life just kind of happened and you got married and you had kids and you had responsibilities and the weight of the world just pulled you down and now I'm not doing that anymore. Now I just, I get to share my voice with 2 or 3 people, with 10 people, with 100 people. I sing at church. I don't know. This is complete me, just random, not knowing anything, not knowing much about you other than I've heard you sing and you sing like an angel. My dream growing up when I was from a child was to be a professional baseball player. That's what I wanted to do. But it's funny as a child, I wanted to be a professional baseball player because I thought it was cool, right? And then as I got older, the teenage years, I thought it'd be cool to have all that money and the guaranteed contracts of professional baseball players. But as I grew older into my 20s and 30s and started this process, I understood that that was just about a platform. That being a good morning, Erica. That being a professional baseball player is just a platform. It's just a platform to help other people be better. It's just a platform that you can help direct other people that direction to greatness. It's just a platform. Any kind of status like that is just a platform. Some people use those platforms for good. Some people use those platforms for bad. Some people use those platforms for selfish gains. Some of those people use those platforms to make the world a better place. It's all depends on the person. So what are you truly committed to? What are you really committed to? What are you so committed to? We talked about it yesterday. That monomania, that monomaniacal nature. What are you so singularly focused and committed to that people are going to think you're crazy? What are you so singularly focused on and driving to and going after that you will bite the hands that come in and try to distract or try to take away what you're going after? You ever seen a dog? You ever try to take a really BA dog, a really badass dog who goes after a ball? You ever try to take that ball away from the dog and see what happens? They're going to bite you because that's theirs. That's their toy. That's their target. That's what they are going after. It's the same thing when the tiger catches the gazelle, when the lion catches the gazelle. If you come up and try to snatch the gazelle out of the lion's mouth, the lion's probably going to eat you. What are you so violently focused on? So crazily focused on, so insanely focused on that you will drive after it with an unrelenting power and bite anything and attack anything that tries to take it away from you. What's all this about anyway? What if it's true? What if it's true that every one of you on this call, the 12, 13 of you that are on this call right now watching, the 5 or 10 or 20 that'll watch this later in the day, hopefully, maybe at some point, some people down the road watch this on YouTube or on the Exit Nation page. What if it's true that you have a special gift, a special spark? You have a God given divine birthright that's supposed to change the world. What if that's true? What if that's true and you're not going after it? What if real estate was your platform? What if real estate is the platform, this business, your license, the ability to help people find a house, your ability to create relationships with clients, your ability to go into the public marketplace and be a professional and be able to help people do better, have more, have better than they have right now. Your ability to be that 10% different agent because you're not doing it like everybody else. What if this is the platform for you to express, for you to uncover, for you to find what that special thing is and deliver it to the marketplace, deliver it to the world? What if that's true? What if it's true? What if it's true that you've been given this gift and you're not using it? What if it's true that you've been born special, that you've been given something special, and you're not doing everything in your power to uncover it? What if that's true? Camellia, what if you knew right now, you look at Charlie Page and you know right now in your child that Charlie Page has a special gift, that you just recognize it. You see it in her. You see it in her eyes. You see it in her passion as she goes through her day, and you see that Charlie Page has a special gift. Would you sit back and not do anything to help Charlie Page? Would you sit back and allow Charlie Page, if this is the direction of her gift, and allow her to get into habits to take her away from that gift? Would you allow that? Or would you do everything in your power once you recognize what that special thing that she had? Would you do everything in your power to keep her focused on that? Would you do everything in your power to encourage her to stay focused on that? Would you do everything in your power to help her realize that gift to share it with the world? Exactly. No, I wouldn't sit back. I'd push my baby as high as she could go. What if God is sitting there looking at you and saying, Every without a doubt, you would do it without a doubt. What if God is sitting back and saying right now, "Go this way, do this thing." You feel it in your heart, you feel it in your spirit, you feel it in your soul, but you've gotten into this habit of making excuses. You've gotten in this habit of it's hard, so I don't want to do it. You've gotten in this habit of if it's uncomfortable, it must not be for me. You've gotten in this habit of saying to yourself, I've got it pretty good over here, so why not? I'm not going to push the envelope. I've got it pretty good over here, so I'm not going to do this or do that. Have you gotten into the habit? Is your behavior pattern one that you would more accept an excuse than accept a challenge? Ooh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good right there. Y'all write that one down. Are you more apt to accept an excuse than a challenge? Ask yourself that question. Because there are a lot of people in this world who are more likely to accept an excuse than a challenge. And they accept the excuse from themselves. The ego over here, this little dude on the shoulder says, don't sweat it. Tomorrow's a new day. Don't sweat it. It ain't a big deal. It's just one phone call. Don't sweat it. It's just one meeting. Don't sweat it. You can get up at 8 o'clock and still get a full day in. Don't you worry about it. Why don't you skip the gym today? Don't worry about it, Aaron. You don't need to work out today or tomorrow or the next 3 years. Y'all, we all do it. We've gotten into this habit. We've been conditioned to accept excuses instead of challenges. Change is hard. Change is hard. If you're reading this book, and I know two or three of you are, here's a brain worm for you. Okay, here's I want you to tattoo this in your brain, and I want you to keep this in your brain. Maybe write this down someplace. Okay, I want you to write this if I can find this. All change is hard. All change is hard. I'm gonna try to find how this is said because it's said really, really well. Y'all keep talking. Talking about ooh, Carrie, I don't have it on my phone. Is in my camera. Doggone it. Hang on. It's right here. I just read it this morning. Hang on. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. I'm getting there. Oh my gosh, I can't find it. Sorry. I mean, it's a scanning. Hang on. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It's dead air, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. I promise. Sorry. Discipline is hard. Creating new habits are hard. It takes time to create new habits. Okay, it takes time to create new habits. And I am trying to find this. I want you to. I should have highlighted it that way. I would have been easier to find for y'all. But here I'm gonna paraphrase. I can't find it. Um, I'm gonna paraphrase this. Okay, change is hard. Okay, change is hard. It's really hard at first. Super hard at first. You've got to deconstruct your habitual patterns because we all have these habitual patterns. We all have these patterns of behavior that we're used to, and they feel right because they're habitual, right? You ever done something so many times that, like driving your car, that it just feels automatic. You do realize there you have automatic behaviors in your day. You have habitual patterns in your day, and that you rely on these habitual patterns to get you through your day safely. That's a part of your brain that wants to make you comfortable. It's a part of your ego that wants to make you comfortable. So your days are constructed around the habitual patterns of behavior. How many of you raise your hand if some of those habitual patterns are bad for you? If some of those habitual patterns are taking Charlie Page away from the path of greatness and taking her towards a life of mediocrity. How many of your habitual patterns are on the path to mediocrity? They're on the path of sameness. They're on the path of the masses. Because is there anything wrong with getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning? Nope. Is there anything wrong with watching Netflix movies till 1 in the morning? Nope. Is there anything wrong with when you set a goal for the day, I'm going to call 10 people, you only call three? Anything wrong with that? No. I mean, we have in our mind these things that are set up that are really inherently wrong. Like it's wrong to steal, it's wrong to cheat, it's wrong to kill people, it's wrong to run red lights, it's wrong to hit people with cars sometimes. It's wrong. We have these things set up in our minds that are inherently wrong, so we stay away from those, right? So as long as we don't do those things, then we're okay. So I can do these things that if this is the path that I'm supposed to be on, and I'm doing these things in just a little bit of separation, just a wee bit of separation. Watch what happens. If I do this, my hands go in the same direction. If I separate my pinkies just a little bit and I move my hands in the direction of my pinkies, watch this. Watch the diversion as it keeps going in the direction of my pinkies. That's your life. You started making decisions way back when. You started making choices way back when that were half a degree off from your purpose. You started making decisions that were just 1% off from the direction you're supposed to be going. And a 1% change in direction in the beginning is inconsequential. A 1% change in the beginning done same over time are monumental. That's the difference between ending up in New York or ending up in LA, is 1 degree difference in the beginning. The difference between you achieving everything that you want to achieve, the difference in being the person you were created to be and the person you are now is 1 degree difference. And it doesn't feel that bad. That's the hardest part of this is you don't feel like a bad person. If what I was saying to you made you feel like a bad person, if me not working out in the morning like I should, me not having some kind of physical training during my day made me feel like a bad person, like I would feel if I went and stole or shoplifted, like I would feel if I went and murdered somebody's kid, if it made me feel like a bad person, like if I went out and poisoned somebody's dog, if not going to the gym affected me like that, do you think I would go to the gym? Yes. If not achieving your best, if not being the best version of you, if not doing something in this 24-hour period, this is Tuesday, August the 9th, 2022. You're never going to get another August 9th, 2022. This is the only one there's going to be. This is your only chance at these 24 hours. So within these 24 hours, if you did something, if you do things that aren't taking you to your path, aren't taking you to your prize, aren't taking you to your dream or desire, and you do things that are opposite of that, habitual patterns that are opposite of that, does that make you a bad person? No, it doesn't. It doesn't make you a bad person. But does it keep you from your birthright? Does it keep you from affecting the world around you? Does it keep you from being the person that God created you to be? Would you sit back if you had the ability to do this to yourself? Would you sit back and not allow yourself to achieve? If Jesus was in your kitchen and Jesus stood there and said, "This is the direction you're supposed to go today," and you said, "Jesus, I don't want to do that. I'd rather wake up at 8. I'd rather do this." I don't think you would. Society is teaching do what feels good, treat yourself, self care, etc. This has lowered people's expectations for themselves. They don't want to do the things that aren't fun. Therefore, they are satisfied with the status quo. That is the great hypnotization of society. That if it doesn't feel good, don't do it. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. That right there is a lie from the devil. That is the wide path that leads to the destruction. That is the wide path. That's the 1 degree difference. That's taking you so far from your birthright. That's taking you so far from the impact that you're supposed to make on the world around you. Don't fall victim. Don't wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Change is hard. It is hard. It's messy in the middle. It's messy in the middle, but glorious in the end. It is difficult in the beginning to make change. Do you think I like getting up at 4 a.m. when I come back to Tennessee? Do you think I really enjoy getting up at 4:30 a.m. when I'm in Georgia? I mean, do you think that's like, wow, let's get up at 4:30. This is going to be super fun. No, this morning the alarm went off. This morning the alarm went off at 4 a.m. And I'm like, what in the hell is that noise? And I went, oh crap, that's the alarm. And the first thing I said in my mind was, let me just sleep 5 more minutes. Kiss of death. Kiss of death. Ego says, hey, Aaron, just stay in the bed 5 more minutes. You got plenty of time. Kiss of death. Willpower. the ability to change, the ability to create a habit, the ability to truly walk in the path of your greatness is to establish superhuman willpower, to establish the ability to tell other things no, to tell the distractions no, to stay supremely focused, undistractable, focused, and laser like focused on what you're going after. That requires superhuman willpower. Superhuman willpower is built in small moments like that, where instead of staying in the bed, I say, nope, I'm getting up. Superhuman willpower is built in those moments where you've got 10 phone calls to make that day and you've already made six. You don't feel like making four more because you've been on those six for so long. And so you go, and then your ego says, you already made six calls. Hell, you're 60% of the way there. Heck, if you batted 600, play Major League Baseball, you'd be a billionaire and in the Hall of Fame. You're there. You're over halfway there. Take off the rest of the day. That's what your ego says. Y'all have all said it to yourselves. No, you sit there and you make those four more phone calls. If you listen to Ed Milet would say, if you've set a goal for 10 calls, you need to make 11. If you said, I'm going to run a mile today, you go run 2 miles. If I'm going to use Jagger sitting there eating his breakfast. If Jagger says, I'm going to go out and I'm going to shoot a bucket of pucks, shoot 2 buckets of pucks. I'm going to skate for 20 minutes, skate for 25 minutes. Do the extra it takes. Do the extra it takes, because once you get through the hard part of deconstructing your habits, that's the hard part. Anna Davis, I'm looking at you right now. Deconstructing a habit is the hard part. You got to go through all the difficulty, all the perceived emotional difficulty, all the perceived physical difficulty, all the perceived loss and lack and destruction of what you created to be so good. You got to lose all that. And it's going to be hard. And it's going to suck in the beginning. It's going to be messy in the middle. You're going to be cranky, angry, hungry, more of a Hellcat than you are right now. But the achievement of accomplishing and eradicating a habit and creating a new habit in its place that's going to benefit you more is going to be glorious. Good morning, Miss Brenda. Glorious. How many of what is all this? What is all this about anyway? Why are you here? What habits do you need to break? What habits do you need to blow up? What habits do you need to destroy to become the best version of you? Again, maybe it starts with getting up at 5 in the morning so that you can have an hour. Maybe it starts at 4:30 so you have an hour that where nobody else is around. There are no distractions, and you can pray, and you can journal, and you can read, and you can exercise, and you can drink water, and you can sit and think, and you can visualize your day. What if I told you that the power the drag that's holding you down right now, the thing that's holding you back right now, you could defeat by getting up an hour earlier. And by getting up an hour earlier for 22 days, 25 days, 30 a month, that you would instill a new habit. By getting up earlier every single day for 30 days, that you would create a new habit that's going to propel you forward into greatness. That it was going to start to plant seeds of willpower for you so strong that you would never, ever, ever allow something to take you off your path. Because I promise you, I asked Millie about Charlie Page. I recognize something special in my son. I recognize there's something special in one of my kids. And I've told him, as long as you effort As long as you put it in, as long as you get up and do what you do, I'm not doing it for nothing, but as long as you give me effort, as long as you show me with your behavior patterns, your desire, your whatever, I'll provide you all the opportunities that I can provide you. And some days I got to push him. Some days I have to remind him. Some days I've got to help him understand. Go fix your hair. Some days I've got to help him remember who he is. Some days I've got to remind him what he was created to be. Some days I've got to remind him how special he is so that he continues in his behavior pattern. Because guess what? Some days it stinks to get up at 5 in the morning. And some days it stinks to go work out. And some days it stinks to sit there and make phone calls and not go to lunch with a friend. Some days it stinks to sit there and have to work till 6 or 7 or 8 o'clock at night instead of going to dinner and hanging out and having drinks with the friends. Some days it stinks to have to tell that no to get this yes. It does. What's all this about anyway? What if it's true? What if it's true that you're super special? What if it's true that you've been built with a gift? What if it's true that you've been built to change the world around you? What if you on this call, there's Carrie, Millie, Anna, Anthony, Vanessa, Lynn, Brenda. What if who else is on here? Alex, Michelle. What if you what if you were a Mozart? What if you were an Einstein? What if you were a Picasso? What if you had what if you're a world changer? What if you start? What if you are the next Glenda Baker? What if you are the next super mogul real estate agent? What if you had the ability to change the world around you? What would you do? Would you walk differently? If you knew that, would you walk differently? Teal. What if you are the next Adele? A better version of Adele? Would you walk differently? Would you talk differently? Would you act differently if you knew that? You see, that's the challenge of life because we don't know. Go brush your hair and brush your
I don't
teeth.
have one. I don't have a hairbrush.
Where's your hairbrush? Kate's got hairbrushes. They're using one
I'm
of
not
his.
using his. He has lice.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he is.
Get up there.
He has lice.
If you knew that, if you knew that, would you walk differently? Would you talk differently? Would you do differently? Would you be differently? Heck, the way you sipped your coffee would be different. The way you ate dinner at home would be different. The way you talk to people around you would be different. If you knew that, you would be different. Sorry about that little thing there. Sorry. That's the. I'm going to get out here in 45 minutes. That's the challenge with life. That's the challenge. You don't know. You don't know. So you live by faith, not by sight. You walk through your day doing the things that need to be done. You set yourself patterns of behavior where you're not distracted. You set for yourself up patterns of behavior that help you find the best version of you. You get rid of those old habitual behaviors that aren't serving you. You look at your day, you figure out what things are helping you move forward and what things are helping you stay backward. What things are helping propel you to that level and what things are dragging you back to earth. That's the beautiful challenge about life. My job, my role, my position, I believe, is to help you uncover that spark, is to ignite that flame, is to try to help you figure out what that is through a real estate company. Through a real estate company, by the way. That's my platform. Not a professional baseball player, not a police officer. We're owners of a real estate company, and this is our platform. We're not a regular real estate company. And if you're watching this and you're part of our company and you want a regular real estate company, you want a real estate company who stops saying all this all the time, who stops trying to make me the best version of me. I just want to go sell real estate, y'all. I'm telling you right now, there are tons of companies you can go work at, and they just sell real estate. That's all they do. They don't help you be the best version of you. They just want you to sell real estate. They just want you to make them money. There are plenty of companies that you can go to. Lots of them. If you're watching this and you're in real estate and you want to come to a company where it's more than just real estate, where we're a company where the owners, the brokers, the agents around you have a culture of growth, have a culture of collaboration, have a culture of pulling the rope in the same direction, have a culture where everybody's trying to help everybody be the best version of them, this is the company to come talk to. We're the brokers to come talk to. This is the company you come sit in a meeting in. Christy put something on Facebook yesterday. A coach pushes you, pushes you, pushes you. And you either get on board or you get off the train. You either jump in and do this or jump off and do something else. But either way, the team gets better. Either way, the team gets better. What's all this for anyway? Why are you here? I'm telling you, I love y'all. Everybody on this call, all 13, 14 of you that are watching this call, the ones that will watch it later, you got something special in you. There's something I believe is special in you. If you want me to help you uncover that, then call me. We'll set up some one-on-one time and we'll start rolling through some of that. We can start uncovering some things. Okay. But I'll tell you, like I tell Jagger, Jagger got up at 5 o'clock this morning to go work out. My 10-year-old. Tell me kids don't watch what you do. They don't model your behavior. They don't model what you do. He worked his tail off yesterday for a 2-hour practice, beat to death. And he said last night coming home, Dad, I'm gonna get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and work out before I go to school. Okay. Words. Just words. Didn't mean anything. He just told me what I wanted to hear because he thought that's he thought that's what I wanted him to say. I said, okay, bud. Okay. I went upstairs, turned his light on. I said, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. You're gonna get up and work out, you're gonna stay in the bed. He said, I'm gonna get up. Okay. Again, just words. And then I hear him up there walking around. And then I see him walking downstairs dressed, walk in the garage, and get a 15-minute workout in. Tell me kids aren't watching what you're doing. Tell me you don't have influence over the people around you. You are leading every single day of your life. This 24-hour period, there are people watching you. They're watching you from other companies. They're watching you from inside your house. They're watching you from inside our company. So why not be the best version of you? Stop bitching. Stop moaning. Stop complaining. Stop blaming things outside of you. Stop blaming all the market conditions. Stop blaming Exit Realty. Stop blaming Exit Realty Lake Country. Stop blaming Christian Aaron. Stop blaming all these other things outside of you. Start blaming yourself. The issues that we face are a result of us. The challenges that you face is because you've not put down the habitual behaviors that are holding you back. It's not my fault. It's not Camelia's fault. It's not Anna's fault. It's not the day's fault. It's not rain's fault. It's not the sunshine's fault. It's not because it's too hot or too cold. It's your fault. It's my fault. The reason I'm overweight and not in shape, it's not your fault. It's my fault. I can't hold you responsible because I don't work out. I can't hold you responsible because of my real estate business. I can't hold you responsible for my relationship with my children. That's none of your fault. That's none of your responsibility. It's mine. Your world is your responsibility. So instead of looking outward to find excuses or reasons or justifications, get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and sit with yourself in quiet and silence. Not with the TV on, not with the phone in your hand. Just be quiet and breathe. I promise you, your challenges, if you do that long enough, will be revealed, and you can start working on them. How you build an incredible team is you build individual players who are all pulling the rope in the same direction. How you build championship organizations is you put the right pieces in place and the right culture and the right framework and the right time to make it special. That's how you build championships. That's how you build championship organizations. And that's exactly what we're doing at Exit Realty Lake Country. Is we're building a championship organization that ain't going nowhere but up. And it's not going to be anywhere but the top of the heap, the top of the mountain, the light on top of the hill. That's what we're building. And there are challenges, there are ups and downs, there are this, there's that, there's all these other things. But I promise you, that's the direction that we're going. We're going up. And if you have any, if you, and I don't know why I'm saying this, but if you don't have any interest in going up, and you don't have any interest in getting better, you don't have any interest in in being the best version of you, if you don't have any interest in truly finding what's special about you, uncovering that and delivering that to the world, if that's not what you were in for and that's not what you want to do, just tell me. Just let me know. Super, super easy. There's all kinds of places you can be mediocre in. There are all kinds of places that you can go be same in. Wide is the path to destruction. There are all kinds of places that'll make you feel so super comfortable, so super happy with yourself, so super happy with your excuses, so super happy with your procrastination, so super happy with all your distractions. There are places you can go do that. They'll pat you on your back and be grateful that you're there. I love y'all. I'm happy you're here, but I promise you, I'm going to push you. If nothing more by my example, if nothing more than these calls, if nothing more than the conviction that comes from me, my words, if nothing more than me doing what I do, if that helps you be the best version of you, hey, I'm in. I'm down. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I did highlight some things. I know y'all think I'm crazy. Change is hard. Change is hard. Change is hard. It is destructive in the beginning. It's messy in the middle, and it's glorious at the end. Glorious at the end. Continue at all costs. Persistency sits at the threshold of mastery. The things that feel the hardest are also the ones that are the most valuable. Keep remembering that doing difficult things that are very important was how the highest achievers and greatest heroes of our civilization embraced their power. When faced with a choice, always choose the one that pushes you the most, increases your growth, and promotes the unfoldment of your gifts, talents, and personal prowess. When faced with a choice, always choose the one that pushes you the most, increases your growth, and promotes the unfoldment of your gifts, talents, and prowess. If it wasn't hard, y'all, it wouldn't be real. If it wasn't hard, it wouldn't be real. I love y'all. Hey, whatever you need help with, I promise you, I'm your swim buddy. I'll be right there in the boat with you. Whatever you're walking through, we're here. Me and Christy are here with you arm in arm. 58 agents in our company. And if any 58 of you need us, we're with you arm in arm. All you got to do is call us. All you have to do is text us. If you don't get her, call me. If you don't get me, call her. You text her, she doesn't answer, call me. Text me. We're with you arm in arm. We're going to help you through this thing. Change is hard. Sometimes I'll have to drag you. Sometimes you have to drag me. We might fight. You might hit me. I might hit you. Change is hard. End is glorious. Love y'all. Be good. Be great. Be you. And we'll see you in the morning. Bye, y'all.